We are live.
I was
And
like,
my favorite person, Veil and Mirror.
oh,
Rachel, Kevin, thank you all for joining. I'm just trying to figure out my internet, so bear with me. And because it probably says that I'm like a little
oh,
because I think Mr. A, I like to flip off my Wi-Fi to make sure we're live and then flip on my Wi-Fi when we are live so that it works better. So hopefully everybody can hear me. Um, with that being said, welcome to the Inner Room with Out of My Damn Mind. This is the space where walls fall away, where stories don't just get told, they land. Messy, real, and alive. Here, writers open the door to what drives them, what haunts them, and what keeps them going. Every voice has its own rhythm, its own scars, its own sparks, and together we trace the threads that hold us, break us, and connect us all. This Tuesday, I am so excited to be joined by the Queen's Addiction. Thank you for joining me, my friend.
you- thank you for having me. This fun.
Always.
Hopefully. Hopefully we don't have more technical difficulties.
No, you're great. Everything's great. Everybody's great. Everybody, thanks for coming in. William, Sierra, Secret Ingredient, Brian. Obviously, thank Mr. A said hi, people. We like you too. Scott, thanks for joining. If you are new here, this is what the part of the show that I take 2 seconds to kind of explain what it's about. I create 20 curated questions specific to my co-host. So these are all specific to the Queen's Addiction. And they're more of just opportunities to kind of navigate a conversation, but they're very real. They're very honest, and it's just fun talk, you know? So without any further ado, I'm gonna move into the first one because I think everybody can answer this for me. How are you feeling right now?
I feel pretty good. I'm
Curated questions specific to my
hold on.
co-host. So these are all
I told you.
to the Queen's Addiction. But I love how laggy
I'm feeling
I am.
scatterbrained is what I am. Because, classes started yesterday. You know, it's just, I've never done this, so we're doing good.
Listen, you're doing amazing. I love that we're very lag though from your computer to where I'm at.
Oh yeah, very lag.
That was like 5 minutes ago, it felt like. But
I was like, I wanted to get into the chat room, but it's like I forgot my volume was on.
It's okay, but you made it there, right? You can see the
we're
chat?
good. I can see it.
All right. Well, Alexi, Beautifully Broken, Wonder Bread, Monday's Wife, thank you all for joining us. We're literally just getting started. We've had some fun technology glitches already, but that adds to the human part of this whole conversation.
Yes.
So I appreciate you again for being here. Thank you, everybody else, for joining us.
Thank you for putting up with me.
Listen, you're really not as bad as you probably think you are. But it's funny because every time I go to try to promote these and I go back on my like notes, one, I write way too many notes. Two, I always set these up like a month and a half like away. So it's just like always fun to like go down memory lane of what I've posted since the last time we even thought about this.
Right.
So this was sometime in I think December-ish that I actually created this live. So I'm super excited that we have made it to the day.
Yeah.
So I'm going to jump into the next question, but I don't know. I'll ask you, do you want to pick random numbers from 2 to 20 and pick your own questions and have our own little fun time?
Oh, we can. Sure.
Yeah, so then you could pick a number from 2 to 20.
Let's go with lucky 13.
Lucky 13. Why did you choose Substack as a platform for your writing?
Oh, to be honest, I Googled it.
That's the best kind.
I really wasn't sure which one to use, and I just kind of landed on it. And I thought it kind of gave me what I was looking for.
Well, I can appreciate that. Do you remember around when you Googled to find like a platform like this?
It was this past summer. It was around June.
So you've been on Substack since then?
Yeah.
Oh, so I think I started in March of last year, and I also had one of those moments of, okay, Google, you're going to help me figure out how do I have a blog.
Exactly.
It was like literally in the middle of the night, and it was just like, I want to write stuff.
Yeah.
And I read what like Substack was about, and it's like, oh, this could totally be my place. And then I just like started creating from there. So I love that we kind of have like that similar Yeah, we Googled, and there's no shame in that. I
Hey,
also would love to know how many other people Googled Substack before finding Substack, or did everybody know Substack existed and we were just one of the ones that did not? Because that would be a fun information.
totally. No.
Um, yeah. Alrighty, well then you get to pick. Now this is the fun part. We have to remember the numbers that you've already picked.
Oh, oh no. Okay.
2 to 20 without 13.
Right. How about 2?
Okay. 2 is interesting. It's very nice. What's one thing you do now that makes your inner child happy?
Oh, my inner child. I watched like some old TV shows, like 1950s, 1960s. Those are my favorites. I like a good Get Smart episode.
Oh, I was about to say, can you name some? Because
Oh
I
yeah,
don't even know if I would know any of them if I'm being
Get
very transparent.
Smart. My favorite alien. Gosh, what was the? I just watched the Adams Family, the original.
The original.
Original.
Well, I
It's a
probably
good
know one
show.
of the versions of them, but at
Oh,
least I know what that one is. Who's your
I know.
favorite character on that show then?
I love Lucy. Lucille Ball was my hero as a child.
That's really funny that you say that. My mother has been obsessed with her, and that's probably maybe the only show from that time zone that I really know, because she is kind of very iconic with her red hair and her humor.
Well, and she was a boss. She owned her own company. She had a divorce when divorce wasn't popular.
Mm.
Like she was
She's a
a
real
real
woman.
yeah. She did a lot of things when it wasn't women doing it.
And I kinda love that, and I kinda love that she's somebody that you kind of tend to, appreciate, because that
Oh, yeah.
might speak a lot to the type of human you might be, you know?
I owe it to my mom. My mom surrounded me with impressive women. Like
Mm.
she really encouraged that.
I kinda love that. I mean, I think it's important for all of us to have somebody that influences us in a certain way to recognize certain things that, feel most aligned to us, so I love that you brought up Lucy, though.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I have to go when we're done with this, obviously, not right now, but I have to go, and I have to go find if there's any way to stream any of those episodes.
Oh,
There are, is it just
there are
YouTube?
yeah. Yeah, a
Where are
lot
they?
of Amazon or on Prime. A lot of them are on Netflix has a couple.
Really? Prime?
Amazon.
I have both, so those are gonna
Yeah.
that's gonna be my fun little thing to do tonight, so I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Well, real quick, Alexi said I was recommended Substack by a fellow Clubhouse person, so I recommendations are always welcome. Hidden Resilience.
Oh, you
Nishiya
have to pay for
Thinking.
I Love Lucy. Oh, that's sad.
You have
Sorry.
to pay for it? Well, I mean, I honestly, it's iconic, so I don't know. I probably understand that.
I know there's 1960s shows you don't Adam's Family is free right now. I
Well,
think
you think the original.
the original.
Oh, alright.
Wednesday came out, so they're trying to promote it.
Oh, you should see, I kinda hate when they do silly things like that. Yeah.
It's on live, so you have to it plays there's only 2 seasons. Do you
Of
believe
the
that?
Addams of the
Yeah,
Addams Family?
they only ever made 2 seasons,
And then they just remade them.
and then they just remade and remade and remade.
That's kind of insane. I didn't realize that there was only 2 seasons. I kinda feel like I wanna watch, like, the Jetsons
Oh,
and, like, the Flintstones and, like,
that
those.
would that would be some fun TV.
Not to just have this whole conversation about television or anything.
Sorry,
Monsters. Oh, no, we fell.
I start laughing.
Well, that's what happens when we're having fun, things get thrown away everywhere.
That's probably when you're in bed.
Alright, so now you gotta pick from 3 to 20 without 13.
How about 10?
Mm,
Too much fun,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna switch lanes real quick. Your bio says bipolar, ADHD, addiction, and
Yep.
you've written about starting over at almost 40. How have these shaped the way you approach life right now?
Oh, 100% different than I did a few years ago. I mean, a few years ago, I was couch ridden.
Mm.
I wasn't taking care of myself, and it's just slowly and surely I've gotten to this point, and it's just, yeah, 100% different. I just, it took a lot of accepting these things. 'cause I was diagnosed and it was like, "Oh, yeah, whatever." And I still went on and was like, "I can handle this. I can do whatever I want." But then it was the accepting part that, really changed how I looked at everything.
Well, I think you just named something that's probably more common than people wanna admit. Like, a diagnosis is, like, one thing, but, like, understanding a diagnosis and actually wanting to seek the proper care for diagnosis is, like, completely different things, right?
Oh, 100% different. I was diagnosed, I found out recently, in 2016, and so I was, like, what, 29 or 30, and I just I did not wanna accept it at all. I was like, "I can do this, I can take whatever pills I want, I'll take these pills when I feel this way." And it wasn't until, like, I finally started getting the right therapy, going to see the doctor, taking the right medication when you're supposed to take it. Um, that's when things changed. Huge.
So, what was the one that you had the harder time, like, was it a diagnosis of bipolar
Oh, yeah,
or ADHD?
bipolar.
What so can you
ADHD
give me
ADHD was an afterthought.
well, okay, so then that's fair, because I think there's probably a lot of misconceptions about bipolar disorder.
Mhm.
So, what was something that you had to, like, really better understand bipolar to better understand yourself?
It was my emotions. Bipolar is all about your emotions and realizing that, you know, it's okay that I have these emotions. My emotions are going to be a lot stronger than other people's, but they're not wrong.
Right. I love that you had to sit with that for a minute to understand it and then also not villainize your own self for having them. Because I think that happens way too much in just anybody, honestly. Like, we have feelings, and just because our feelings are not aligned with somebody else's feelings, now all of a sudden my feelings are not right or something like that, you know?
I went
So
through years of hating myself and hating everything because I just thought, everything I did was different. Everything I did was extreme or, very, bedridden. So it was like, I just assumed I was wrong. I assumed, and I grew up in not in these times, but so bipolar was a derogatory term you called somebody. You're like, oh, you're just bipolar, you know? And so I grew up with that and thinking that. And it took a long time and a lot of therapy to change that around and say, no, my emotions are fine. They're right. I just react differently.
right. And I do feel like reactions are definitely something that people don't understand is really what the premises of it. Like, I feel like as an empath, I have a lot of emotions that I feel, and sometimes I walk through this earth feeling other people's emotions and
Mhm.
not even my own, and being able to kind of take a moment to really self-observe, why do I feel this way? And if I don't know why I feel this way, then why do I continue to allow that feeling to, like, make me react in certain ways?
Well, yeah, bipolar can make you react in a lot of ways that are extreme or, inappropriate or ways that get you in trouble. But it's still, it doesn't make you a bad person, and that's a hard thing when you're bipolar too, because you think, "Oh, I did this, that makes me a bad person." But it's like,
Right,
"No, that was a symptom."
right.
So
Well, I mean, they're also so again, I always like to play devil's advocate, and I'm not trying to debate your own disorder because that's
oh, no.
not my style either, but I am trying to maybe better understand it. So, I mean, I do believe that there is some self-accountability in it as well. So,
Oh, yeah, 100%.
right, like, you are allowed to feel the
100%.
way you feel.
I did that, right, 100%. But
Mhm.
you still have to realize that, gosh, I have to live with this disorder.
And how
So
do you wanna live with it, right?
right.
Like, so what
I
does
can't
a day in your life now look like now that you have a better understanding and you have worked through with therapy and stuff like that?
I'm so much better about medication and self-care.
Mhm. Isn't it
Those
so simple though? Like, how
right.
especially somebody with a mental health disorder, how quickly they don't actually take care of themselves and how much that snowballs the effects that they actually have.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%, yes. I take at least, a few minutes to get my chill on. Just,
Well,
relax, make things quiet because my brain is loud, really, really loud all day long, whether, I'm in a room by myself or not. And so I need that quiet time, turn the lights down.
mhm.
I get way sensory overload.
Well, I appreciate you for naming that because I think a lot of people, maybe even in this room right now, can relate to the fact of just feeling sometimes very overwhelmed in their own head. And no, they may not have a disorder that says that,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
this is why you feel this way, but I do feel like a lot of people definitely I definitely haven't figured out how to shut it off. Like, there are things that I do to maybe, like, lower the volume in
Yeah.
certain times, but I think my brain is just always moving, always thinking, and I think with my undiagnosed ADHD, it makes it very hard for me to sometimes have conversations because I need to talk quickly because I need to get the thought out. If I don't get the thought out, then I will forget it, and now I've overwhelmed my person who's listening because I'm talking too
Called
fast.
called pressured.
What is
It's
it
a
called?
thing, pressured speech. It's a thing. Um, you, it's exactly what you just said. Like, you feel like you have to talk and you have to get that thought out, and, for some reason, it's the most important thing.
It's the
But
only
if you
important thing.
Right, but if you take 2 seconds, why was that thought important?
It was
It's
just
just
because I needed to say it, otherwise I wouldn't remember it to say it, like, that's
right.
literally the premise of it all, and when I think about, like, growing up, I always just assumed that my speech was normal because I felt like everybody talked fast, and I literally heard it from, like, generations above me, so, like, my parents or my aunt and uncle, my grandparents, like, they would all look at me like me and my sister, and we're, like, 19 months apart, like, "You guys talk really fast," and it was just, like, a generational thing, like, we all were just, like, trying to spit stuff out, like, "What do you
Oh,
mean?"
I don't and then you get into the is it, I forget the words for it, but is it somebody'll tell me. Is it genetic or is it learned
Mm.
behavior, you know? It's like bipolar runs heavy in my family. All and we didn't realize that until after we all got diagnosed. Like,
Then you all
every
were like,
woman
"Wait, I have it too? You have it, we
yeah,
have it, so now genetically we
every
have
woman
it?"
on my mom's side of the family has bipolar.
Damn, that's kinda crazy.
Yeah. But then it's like, do we learn these behaviors? Are we, oh, that's a deep conversation.
Well, see, me over here, I like to be very philosophical in thought because, 1, I like the fact that there's never any wrong answer, right? Like, you get to just have an opinion, and it doesn't mean that it's right or it's wrong, it's just there. Um, so for me, I do feel like there's a good mix of your upbringing, like your environment and how that plays a role in you, plus your genetics and understanding that. So I do feel like it's like I don't wanna say it's clean, like 50-50 split, but I do feel like they both have heavy influences over, you know,
I agree.
the odds of, right? I feel like genetically, like, the odds of you being bipolar are higher because it is in the line.
Mhm.
I don't think that people who surround themselves with a whole bunch of bipolar people can just then become bipolar.
Right.
You know? So, like, that's they might have bipolar tendencies
Tendencies.
because right? Like, because they're surrounded by people that react a certain way, so then they feel like their reactions are normal or okay or appropriate, because of what they've been surrounded by.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of where I stand on that.
Agree. I agree. It's all one thing, and I do think you learn a lot of behaviors because as you're raised, obviously, you're gonna copy, but, there is some genetic component because yeah. It was really weird when we all realized that we were all bipolar.
Were you all just, like, in a room, like, staring at each other like, "Wait, you too?"
We were all in a room together, but it was, kind of like that, we were messaging, I was like, "Wait a minute."
I see the dots, I'm now connecting them.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Makes a
So
lot of sense.
so Alexi had a really interesting question, and I was curious to see, what your take was it. They said, "Are there emotions not meant to be felt?
No, I don't
Are
think
all emotions meant to be felt?"
I think we're designed to feel them, but I think society dampens them.
Hmm.
I think humans, we have that we were given emotions for a reason. We have emotions, Why suppress them?
or ignore them or
or ignore them.
not acknowledge them. So
They're huge red flags. Like, if I'm feeling a certain way, it's a huge red flag. I need to take care of something.
hmm. So this okay, so when I read that, I was like, interesting question. I do believe all emotions are meant to be felt because that's what they are, feelings,
Mm,
right? But I don't believe all emotions are meant to be reacted on.
true. Yes, exactly.
So I think that
No.
that's where that kind of question kind of took me a little bit. And
Yeah.
then when you said something just now that was kind of interesting, and I was like, triggers. A lot of people think when they say I'm triggered right now that everybody else is supposed to stop and like give them space when really they're the ones that need to stop and
Yes.
self-evaluate.
Yeah.
So like saying like so Queen's addiction, I'm
Unless it's
triggered right now.
affecting other people. If, like, this person's getting violent or something, like, these people need to go.
Well, I mean,
But
yeah, but I think sometimes in our society right now, like people are utilizing, oh, I'm triggered, and like that is like an excuse for them to have whatever they're having instead of like for them to pause and
maybe remove themselves from the situation.
right, so then they can better have a better space to actually understand why they were triggered. You
Right.
know, I
It's so much about learning about yourself, learning about what are your emotions? What is this feeling? And that helps so much.
it does. I always am like, I feel like we should do better at being the little kid that constantly asks, but why? But why? But why? Like when every time, like, you've all had the kids or you've been the kid that like the adult in the room has given you an answer and then you just say, but why? And now that adult has to continue to think,
Mhm.
right? To,
Yes.
to actually, and then you give another answer and they're like, but why? And because it's still not really making sense
I
to the child.
babysit kids, I get that all the time.
Okay, so when that happens, how do you feel overwhelmed or
I
frustrated, or are you like, "Okay, let me figure out a way to explain this plainly that they
I
can
try to.
actually understand," right?
Yeah, I it can be frustrating, but I like to be able to explain it. Like, I don't like being the person that doesn't understand. So, I try to explain.
Right. Yeah, I get that, and I think sometimes our language could be I think that we're so used to speaking in a certain way that when a child who does not understand our language in that way, it does push us to, like, now communicate it in a way that maybe we're not comfortable with or not we don't know how to, and that's where the frustration really comes, like, "Why do you keep asking me?" Because you're literally talking to me like I'm 30 and not like I'm 3. Right? So,
Right.
like, let's figure this out together.
Uh,
Oh, man. I love how this one question kinda took on a life of its own, and I
oh,
don't even remember what it was, and now I'm happy. Um, I'm sad because, Pizza said, "Yes," and then they said, "I need to go by," so I'm sorry that I didn't get to your comment fast enough, but we appreciate that you were here for a moment. Beautifully Broken says, "I feel like my psychopath was heavily childhood trauma induced." So psychopathy? I feel like my psychopathy was heavily childhood trauma induced, and,
mhm.
I mean, I'm not gonna speculate because that's you know, I'll have Beautifully Broken in February, I think, or
Ooh,
yeah. So she'll be on the show sooner than later. We'll knit that apart, but I do feel like a lot of people can, again, follow the dots and pay attention to the thread and link it to a childhood experience that probably wasn't the
my
most
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say my I I when I was in my 18s and whatever, I wanted it to be childhood trauma. Like, I not to, like, say anything whatever, but, had a good childhood, and it was my adult trauma.
Mm,
I had a lot of adult trauma. 'Cause it was when my bipolar kicked in, and then things went to hell.
hmm. That's interesting because I do feel like earlier you did name that, like, obviously bipolar disorder as you were growing up was utilized in a negative way,
Hmm.
and it was a remark made, like, as if, like, you're crazy, right? That's why I
Mhm.
love my name because out of my damn mind, like, I'm owning the fact that, like, no, I'm not just a normal, quote, unquote, "human," whatever
Like,
that
"Oh,
could be.
she can't make up her mind, so she's bipolar," or "She's crying, so she's bipolar." It's like it
Yeah.
always a negative connotation.
Right, so you don't think that whatever age you were when that was even if it was, like, teenage, like, you don't think that played a role in how the adult you
Oh,
right?
yeah. Ed.
So, but it's interesting to name
It
adult.
took
Uh,
it made it a lot longer for me to accept it.
I get that. I could appreciate that you acknowledge that too. I mean, I think you might be like the first person that I've ever heard not blame their childhood on their life, but actually blame some of the things that they experience as an adult.
And it was because I didn't know I was bipolar. That was the thing that was to blame, but I didn't know what was wrong. And that was so frustrating and that was so hard because,
Mhm.
I had a good childhood. I have my parents are amazing but something was wrong. Something was very wrong.
Hmm. I don't know if that makes me how that makes me feel. Not that it's for me to feel anything for your life anyway, but it's just more like to feel like you had, a great childhood, but still, like, there was
Makes me feel
something
guilty.
wrong. Well, I mean, are you self-blaming?
No. I would feel guilty I don't know why I would feel guilty, but I just I needed to put the blame on something.
Hmm. When that happens, I like to blame, like, our healthcare, but that's besides the point.
Right. Well, that was a huge problem.
Well, I mean, because I mean, you that means that for a long period of your life, you sought
Something.
doctors saw you, and nobody came to the conclusion like, "Oh, has anybody, like, treated or tested you for this?" I
And
don't
they're
even
like,
know what
"Oh, she's an addict." The problem is her addiction, and they
so
never looked at the mental part of it.
so this is the conversation that me and Elijah had last week that, addiction goes hand in hand with mental health, and the fact that fucking
Mhm.
people write people off for addiction and not actually try to treat the mental health disorder is absolutely insane.
Insane. I went to so many rehabs where they did not treat mental health. They only treated addiction. And it was like all these people have a problem.
And it's
Like,
not addiction. It's not
right.
addiction.
It's not addiction. They're just coming there to dry out and then go back because no one's treating their mental health. Yeah, that's super frustrating. And it wasn't until my bipolar got diagnosed and my bipolar got treated, the addiction.
Lucid, right? You didn't feel the need to utilize
Right.
the things. So again, so because you were unaware of your own chemical balance and how
Mm,
that was affecting your emotions and your reactivity, you sought out something to numb that all.
mhm.
So and that led you down a path of addiction. And
Yep.
if you wanna specify what type of things you did, we're always here
I
to
all downers because I was manic, crazy manic. So
right.
I all downers, alcohol was huge. I drank hand sanitizer, like any
That's how it got,
except
like, that's the point it got to because it's not where you started, but that's where it got to, right?
oh yeah,
Um, yeah.
just any
And I
down.
was and I was over here like, "Give me all the uppers in the world."
My brain was so on fire, and it was
Yeah.
so. And then I would get to the point where I would be in psychosis, and I just I would want to die. I just could not function. My brain was so on fire. Like the I think I wrote in a part like is like my whole body and my brain's on fire and I want it out, but I can't get out. It's so hard.
I mean, I don't know. I can only speak obviously from my experiences, but I definitely have gotten to the point in life several times where I didn't necessarily want to die, but also didn't want to be alive.
I
Like,
try.
oh, okay. Well, I definitely feel like I did things like, self-mutilation, again, because that's a form of control. Like, if I cut myself, I am controlling the pain that I'm experiencing.
Everything is
And
so crazy and so insane, but I can control this one thing.
right, and that's the pain that I inflict on myself.
Mhm.
Because I can't control the pain that other people inflict on me, and I has never been taught how to properly process that type of pain anyway, nor have an understanding or language to why I even react or feel this way.
Yeah, it's and
Oh.
learning the language of the emotions, that is hard.
I think it's still something that I, to this day, am still understanding about myself.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know how you feel about how long it took you to learn the language and then to understand the language and then to be proactive
Yeah.
with. right? Like, it takes a while to and that's really just, again, being able to learn yourself, care for yourself, understand yourself without shame,
Mhm.
right?
Oh,
Because
100%.
I think you're a beautiful human.
I think you're beautiful.
Well, thank you, human. Um, before we continue to go on this beautiful tangent, Sushi, thanks for joining Priya. Lily Hawthorne, I haven't
Oh,
seen
I
Lily in forever, thank you. Sue, thanks for joining. So Sushi says, "Hi both. I'm so happy I found you. I love to schedule you sometimes for my live on my Mind Haven show. It's a safe space to discuss mental health and disorders. I'm a late a diagnosis bipolar recent alcoholic." Well, I think Sushi and the Queen's Addiction definitely have a lot to of parallels that
late
can be talked
diagnosis
about.
is so huge, and it's such a problem.
And again, it's just again because there's a system in place that is designed, in my opinion, to make sure that they don't resolve your problems because they make more money of you having them. I know that is just my opinion, and I won't get into that. Alexi says there's a need for language to talk about how freedom is suppressed, and
Yeah.
then Sushi says yes. Alexi says haven't isn't obscure Stephen King show. I don't know what you mean there.
Haven isn't it.
Um,
Haven, yes, it is a obscure Stephen King show.
Okay, that's what we're
I
talking
watch too
about.
much TV.
Yeah, uh, I watch the same TV. Like Friends and The Big Bang Theory are
Oh, those are
usually what's on
great.
repeat, right?
Those are great.
Because they're humorous, and
They're
I
good.
don't they don't make me feel shitty all the time. So
I have to be careful. I honestly have to be careful what I watch because and that's why I watch, like, a lot of 1950s because my emotions get involved, and I can't stand too much like, I'll cry at the dumbest commercial, and it's just like
there's
because I know my emotions are heavy.
Listen,
So I yeah.
I just finished the whole Friends, 10 seasons again, like 2 days ago, and I'm over here crying, like, "Did she get off the plane?" Of course she got off I know she got off the plane, but it's still fucking sad that, like, it took that long for them to figure out that they're supposed to be together, so
Yes,
and then it was like me going down this rabbit hole of, "I really wish I find somebody that would get off the plane for me," like,
aw.
you know?
You gotta get
So
off the plane for yourself.
well, that's what all, like, last
Go
year
on
has
your
been
own
about.
trip.
Yeah. That's literally what, like, last year has been about, and this year, is still kind of in that same lane of understanding. But shout out to Sushi because they will be 55 in 8 days, so happy early birthday. Melissa, thanks for joining. Hello, first time. We love first-timers. But I have been following you for a while. A great coincidence to see you. Well, we love that you're here. John, thanks for joining. I don't even remember all of the questions that you've already I think I
I
do.
don't remember
So
either. I
so
was
we have to go from 4 to 20 without 10 or 13.
okay, 8. Oh, you guys have never seen Friends? Yes, you should binge.
I was like, if there's somebody that's never seen Friends, I right now I'm like, stop what you're doing. Don't even watch me anymore.
Right.
Go on Max or go find something that's streaming and watch it. I think it's only on Max, but Big Bang Theory is so funny. You were exactly correct. It was adorable. Um,
I'll be
all
sending
right.
you oh, hi.
All right. So you
8.
said 8. If you could wake up tomorrow having learned one totally useless but fun skill, what would it be?
Ooh, useless skill.
It could be useless but fun.
Oh, like a backflip. That would be fun.
Is that something that you've always wished you could do? Like, I'm
Yeah.
definitely one of those girlies that are like, "Why can't I do a cartwheel?"
My niece went to the Junior Olympics
Okay.
for competitive cheer, and she can flip like she's made out of rubber.
I love that for your niece. My sister was also in competitive cheer when she was growing up.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see a cheer competition.
Yes.
It gets real serious over there,
Yes,
you
they
know?
do. Oh, yeah, they
I don't know, I feel like something like learning how to play any like a harmonica or literally any
do.
type of music instrument.
Harmonic fun.
Yeah, just like I feel like that would just I would feel like so great to sit outside and just kind of play that in the sun and just like no worries to my life. Like no
I
worries.
I played the flute when I was younger.
Oh, look at that. Has
I was
anybody else played a musical instrument? Because I am definitely somebody that wished I could have. How can a skill be useless if it is fun? That is a great
True.
question. I take back the way that I worded this one.
Fun, a fun skill.
A fun skill that may not bring you any income, I guess.
I wish I could bake.
You can't well,
I'm not a good baker.
anybody can bake.
I guess I just don't because it's just me.
I
But if I make a cake, I'm eating the whole cake.
Okay, I mean, that's fair, and I'm not even gonna judge you if you do, but you can get, like, smaller rounds so that the cake is, like, only, like, this big.
Okay,
Like, you
I'll
could
make
you could
mini
do
cake.
smaller. You could do mini cakes, but there's also, like, these cute things called cupcakes that are just smaller cakes.
But then you have to make like 12 of them at a time.
That's a lie, you can make 6
Okay. I'll
or
start.
3. Like,
I
it's
do
just
love me some cupcakes.
cupcakes are good. I bacon was definitely, like, the first thing that I enjoyed, but cooking has been, like, a new experience for me. Cooking
I
is different.
that's I should have said cooking. I wish I could cook more.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I have been on a journey of learning how to cook and then actually, like, enjoying it because it's a way of me caring for myself. Like,
Mm-mm.
once I started associating, like, cooking is the way that you show yourself self-love by creating something that you get to enjoy, that kinda changed the way I thought about cooking.
That is a beautiful way to put it.
Well, now I have faith that in 2026, you are fully capable of cooking any meal that you
Cooking.
want. Especially with, like, Instagram, because they always people be putting, like, all of
Oh,
these amazing recipes, and I'm like, oh my god, it looks so simple. I could rewatch this video 5,000 times while doing it, and there's no way I'm gonna fuck up on this. Or maybe there is, but either way, it's still gonna be my version of it.
that'll be my goal. I'm gonna start trying to cook.
I'm here to totally,
I need
empower you.
if anybody gets ideas for
Don't
a
worry,
one person
I'll be in your DM now slipping in,
for
recipes for you.
for one person meal.
Well, apparently there are more people in here that I didn't realize played an instrument, so I'm kind of excited
Oh,
about that. Sushi said that they were a band geek, but Alexi said that they played violin for a decade, like that.
I the girl I babysit does violin. I go to violin practice every Tuesday and Thursday.
I kinda love that. I mean, I love that for you.
That's
Uh, okay, so Melissa said, "Aw, sweet, your niece my special needs autistic son is so uninterested, but drums he likes." I mean, who doesn't love to hit something, you know?
right.
And
I've
just
always
and then
wanted
make sound.
I've always wanted to go to one of those break rooms. You heard of those?
Yeah, you could swing a bat or a golf club, or you could just, like, throw
You
things
just
against the wall.
smash
Yeah,
things.
just fuck shit up.
Right.
And then not have
I'll
to
just
worry
start
about cleaning it, like,
I'll just
not
start
having
collecting people's junk.
right, but I think the coolest part is, like, not having to worry about cleaning about it, like,
Oh,
I could just make the mess and somebody else is gonna clean that room.
exactly, right.
So you said marching band, jazz band,
Marching band.
ensemble band, pep band. Yeah, is that where that's when you play the flute in the
Yep,
marching band? I
yep.
love that for
I
you
played
guys.
piccolo, actually. I played the flute in the regular band, and then I played piccolo in marching band.
Well, I love that. This is why you need to get onto Sushi's show because apparently you guys are living parallel lives without even
Same,
knowing it.
like,
Melissa says I play piano, but not beautifully, and guitar. The fact that you play either of those instruments is still kind of amazing in my opinion.
guitar. I would love to know how to play guitar.
I just feel like it would eventually hurt my hands.
Mm.
Like
That's
strings.
You always wanna be there's always that one person that goes to the party.
All right, shh. That's that. I don't mean to be that. uh,
I wanna be that person.
well, yeah, that's all. That sounds like it. Beautifully broken said anyone cannot break. It's science. It is. It's just like you have to be disciplined in following the instructions, and you sometimes you need the stuff.
Mm.
Baking is so boring, girl, and fattening, so it must be really good.
It
It's
is.
it's not boring. Curiously, Delulu, thanks for joining our little talk over here. All right. Before I continue to get totally distracted, but the chat, Kevin said somebody on here I know makes a mean pizza on here. Yeah, that's you. And then I feel like I'm a close second because Kevin actually makes his own pizza dough where I buy it.
Oh.
But one day we're gonna make pizza together because that
Mm.
is quite literally my fucking favorite thing. William said I play the trumpet and drums in marching band. I love uh, all of these people are artistic in so many different
Yeah.
ways. Alright, so moving back to questions. Alright, we need 4 to 20 without 10 no,
Let's
well,
do
8,
4.
10, and 13.
We'll just do number
Uh, okay,
'cause I'm gonna start forgetting.
what's one thing you've learned about yourself in the last year?
Oh, um, I've learned how much I'm capable of. Like,
Mm,
I keep getting to this point where it's like, I don't know if I can handle everything, I don't know if I can manage everything, because for so long I didn't. I couldn't even brush my teeth, and now it's like I'm trying to get my bachelor's, I'm trying to apply to graduate school, I'm trying to babysit, I'm trying to do my internship, like, there's a
so
lot going
can
on.
you can you repeat everything you just said instead of saying the word trying? Can you just say,
Yeah,
"I am
I am
doing"?
doing these things,
You are because you 'cause you're
and
quite literally living it, you know?
that's what I'm learning about myself is that I can manage these things. It's not impossible. It's you have these goals and these dreams, and it's like, you can do it.
And I think you're proving it to yourself every day that you're capable of more than what you think you are,
I am.
which
My
I kinda
therapist
love.
I want you to know my therapist would have done the exact same thing you just did.
Woo! I'm in therapy lane. Uh, without even a degree,
Yeah,
just so you know.
she would have done that exact same thing.
Well, because the way that we speak, I know,
It
definitely plays a
means
huge
things.
role, so I think you remove the trying and you're absolutely
Mhm.
capable of these things, and I am very proud of you for getting to this point because I know how difficult it is.
I was
I don't
looking
wanna
at
say
homeless shelters.
you what?
I was looking at homeless shelters and, I was tr big, huge legal issues. I got I honestly don't even, because I was so psychotic and so on drugs, I don't even remember the charge, but it was more than I had too much on me.
You were carrying more than the legal weight. Which I
To
don't know,
say
depending on the time, it might not none of it was legal, but you were definitely carrying more than anything was which honestly sounds aligned to why my, childhood best friend was in prison for 7 years because
Mhm.
she believes she was set up. I'm like, "You're still an idiot for
Yeah.
making that decision to put yourself in that position to have that much of an illegal substance on
Mhm.
one person." And then you have money. So when you have illegal substance and money, they're just like, "Yeah,
So the problem was it was all for me.
well,
It
I'm s well, again,
When I
sometimes
say I was an addict.
she really, really means it, guys. She really, really means it."
But yeah, they didn't believe it was all for me. So,
Because they knew how incredibly bad that would have been probably for one person to intake whatever the
oh.
amount was.
Mhm.
Hmm. Well, I love that you're here now with
Yeah.
us, in this space. Melissa said you 2 are so inspiring. I love this. I have to leave soon.
Oh,
Sorry. Don't apologize. We appreciate you being
thank
so present, especially in the chat. I'm sorry that I sometimes I lose track of it just because I get a little overwhelmed and I'm like, "Wait, wait, wait. I can't deter too much away from why we're here, and we're here because, the Queen's Addiction is an amazing person, and I want to continue to highlight the amazing people on this platform, and I may attract a lot of quote, unquote, "addicts" because I too may have been my own form of it, so I love being able to sit with other people who have experienced a similar parallel life of mine, and maybe I didn't make all of the same bad decisions, but I definitely made enough of them, to not talk about it.
well, and everybody's life is so different. Everybody's experience so different. Addiction is so different for everybody. And I don't like it when it's all grouped into just one thing or one type of recovery. I just
No,
we're
that's
all
fair. I totally agree. At the end of the day, if you are utilizing any type of substance, or anything, like, to me, like, shopaholics are real. People that spend money that they don't have on things that they don't need because they
bipolar.
are
Shopping is huge.
Right, but because they're avoiding their own feelings, right? This looks pretty, this makes me feel happy, so I'm gonna spend the money I don't have on it and pretend like I'm gonna live in my Delulu land, right? And not really getting the help that you deserve, but keep swiping the cards that you have actually no money on. That is still yeah, that is still a form of addiction that can be very harmful as well as gambling, and gambling is
Anything that interferes with your life.
yeah, or it keeps you from yourself.
Yes.
Beautifully Broken said it's all about harm reduction. Hmm.
Yes. Because harm reduction is huge because and I completely agree with it because somebody can be and I have a friend who's a huge meth addict, horrible, horrible meth addict, but it helps when he vapes and he doesn't do meth. So, which are you gonna choose?
And to me that's a huge win. And
Right.
I also I know addicts that whether they were alcoholic or drug or whatever, that still will utilize marijuana because they have like an ADHD or something and it just helps them slow down
Mhm.
and makes them feel less chaotic. So again, I never shame anybody for finding something that actually works for them even if it's not fully sober because
Yeah, we
honestly
never
yeah,
should shame somebody for that.
yeah, no, I literally never do that. I mean,
Right.
so I know how hard it is to not have a prescription pill or any type of glass or weed to quiet the noise in here. Um, today is my 8 weeks of sober after 20 years of let's take it all. Let's do it all. Let's continue to
Good
numb.
job. Take
Thanks.
a minute
So
and be proud.
yeah, it's more about like what was I so afraid of?
Mhm.
Like, that's what I find myself asking, like, the younger versions of me of, like, why was I so afraid to just be who the fuck I am? Or live in the space that I am in now, so, you know. Alright.
I wanna make a
Uh,
comment that she said she used to microdose psilocybin. For someone with bipolar, and she says she doesn't since she's on psych meds, but for someone with bipolar, psilocybin can cause you to go manic and stay there. Like, and you'll go into psychosis and you'll stay there even when the drugs wear out. So, psilocybin is very dangerous for someone with bipolar.
right, but that obviously requires somebody to know that they are. So, if
Right.
you're undiagnosed bipolar, which you
And
both were
doing
later in life, and you were
right,
doing that, you were causing your own right? Without
e
even knowing that you were inflicting even more harm on yourself because you
exactly.
think you were helping yourself. So
There's
that's even more of the importance of getting proper diagnosis.
so little education out there.
Man, it makes me sad. I don't know
Mm.
what we're gonna do about it, but we're gonna do something about it. That's
Well, I do feel like generational wise, it's getting better.
yeah,
Um,
because we talk
when
about
I was a
it.
kid, it was just you don't talk about it. Like, I went to therapy out of town. Um, like, yeah, like, it was just something that you did not talk about, but now I feel like it's getting talked about more, especially with COVID. Everyone's emotions came out there, and I think it's getting better.
I think
I'd
it's
like to have hope.
so I think there's an illusion about it getting better because there is more conversation about it, but I
Yes.
still feel like
Well,
it's
there's a lot of
still
work.
right, like, there's still things that still need to continue to move forward, where people, one, feel safe enough to actually seek a diagnosis and actually have an accurate one, and then I do feel like there needs to be, some other type of reform than just prescription pills. So, normalizing therapy or some type of community conversation, right? Like, people do better amongst other people,
Humans are
and not
social creatures.
right, so I do feel like bringing more awareness to it's okay to talk,
Yeah.
right, as opposed to use, so
Well, and I didn't get diagnosed till the conversation really started until I got diagnosed when I went out on a manic trip. And they were like, "Okay, we have to put this down now." But, it wasn't until, like
well, I mean,
it wasn't until the
I'm gl
conversation got going.
yeah, well, I mean, but that's the point is, like, unfortunately, sometimes it has to get to a really
bad,
oh my
like,
god, we can't look the other way at this
it
to start
shouldn't come to that.
having right, right.
We should
Like, I
be
feel like
talking
somebody in
about it.
your
Right.
yeah, somebody in your life could have made that decision probably a lot sooner by acknowledging it probably a lot sooner
And if
to
the
seek the right help.
education was out there, yeah.
Right. So that's why I said I do feel like, yes, we are getting it better because me and you can sit on
Mm,
this platform and have an open, honest conversation about it and welcome in other people that are also experiencing similar things
mhm.
or have experienced similar things, like sushi, who has been so open and honest about their own path and stuff. So that's why I do feel like yeah, I'm positive that we're going to keep moving in the right direction. I just wish
It's gonna take
sure that we
time.
were yeah, a lot further along in it, but it definitely we're definitely getting there, and that makes me happy. I'm grateful
Yeah,
for that.
it's gonna take
Um,
time, but I do see it happening.
without a doubt, without a doubt. All right, so hmm, I'm gonna open the floor up to something a little away from the 20 questions, and before we end this, I need to say Renee Nicole Good's name. I can't move through this world pretending everything is okay when it isn't. I can't unsee what I've seen, and I won't swallow lies over my own eyes. As a lesbian woman, as a writer, as a human being, I'm carrying this. Renee was a person. She had a wife, children, a whole life. And I don't believe silence is neutral. So I'm saying her name out loud, not to lecture, not to debate, but because refusing quiet is how I stay honest in a world that keeps asking us to look away. So that's my little before we close this door in this room. While I really appreciate having the space and having opportunities to meet new people, I can't pretend like it's just another Tuesday. It wouldn't feel right. So I do appreciate everybody being here with me and the Queen's Addiction. And if anybody has anything that they want to share, I am free and open to continue that conversation. But yeah, it just didn't feel right to just pretend
Right.
like yeah, that like life is just normal when it's far from that. And I do have people that sometimes tune in from different countries and I communicate with people that live in different countries. And I think what's so eye-opening for me as an American is how they see us. Like like how they are viewing the situation, how they are praying for us. And how they are like, no, we're not gonna holiday in your country because we know it's not
Right,
safe. Like,
right.
when somebody else that lives in a completely different country that we're told that we're supposed to fear, actually fears coming here, I don't
Yeah.
know, it kinda shakes a little bit underneath me. And I don't have a platform that specifically speaks about politics or anything like that, but I am a fucking human. So, and I'm gonna talk about human
It
things
affects.
and
Yeah.
so, with that being said, um
Well, and I have that job coming up. I mean, immigration, it's all huge right now.
yeah, I was looking for that question. Um, because I had it somewhere and then, of course, my brain has
Oh, you're good.
missed it. But I know that, we had a small conversation, obviously, in my recent post, remembering Renee Nicole Good, about your upcoming refugee job. And I just want you to kinda tell the people what do you think it's going to entail? Like, what is your role going to be a part of that?
Mm, I think my role is more just, well, I'll be working with, I gotta say it right, not minority, I can't now my brain's frazzled, um, but it's kids under 18 refugees over here by themselves without their parents, and so, yeah, it could be a scary job, but I think my role is just kind of, more the therapy kind of role, checking in, making sure everybody's good. They do mental health and addiction, services, so I could be working in that, but, yeah, it could be a scary job, but
Well, I mean, I think it's also gonna be it could just be a very heavy job, right?
oh,
Because
yeah, very heavy,
you're
especially the today's climate.
Yeah, you're what you're gonna possibly be exposed to, and I don't know where you well, I'm not gonna say where you are because that's your place, but I've openly said that I live in New York, and we have a couple of I'm trying to think, there's at least 2 that I know of, or at least 3 that I know of, but they're called EF, and they're for, children who are from different countries over here seeking, education, and they
Yep.
live on this campus, and, they get taught English, but they're from around the world,
Mhm.
honestly. And as somebody who does Uber, um, I frequently deliver to these children, and I'll be honest, a lot of them are way more polite than any other, like, typical child that like, American child that I would experience at their age. The only thing that is the difference is that they don't believe in tipping because their countries don't do that, which is okay, fine, I take it, but they all have their own accents, they're all from their own place, and they all, coexist together on these in this type of community where their parents
Can you
are
right.
are paying for them to get an education here.
Can you imagine how terrifying?
I was like, "Just take a moment. Like, take a moment for that." Like, there are human beings that truly believe that it is safer here for their kids to learn, and those same people are unaware of that apparently our own president doesn't even want those children here.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right? Because I don't know their immigration status, right? I have no idea, but they're I know that they're not from this country originally,
Mhm.
and they're getting an education here. So, that it's an interesting I feel for them because 'cause I'm like, I can only imagine what they think by being here.
I remember when I was 16, I went to Nicaragua, and it was, like, for a month, and but I was without my parents, and that's all I can it was terrifying. And I think of these kids who are over here, and that even didn't have, like, a political climate then. In
Right.
today's climate, I just think how terrifying to be these children.
Yeah, and I don't know if they have really an option.
Right.
Um
I don't know why they're here.
Well, I'm saying, like, that I don't like I said, I don't know why they come to New York and go to these schools and what education they're actually being provided and if they're learning English and other and imagine if they're learning our history instead of their own history, but again, that's besides the point. So just like I do feel for them, but I love that they have at least each other because
Yeah.
every time I go to these schools, it's not like there was a girl who ordered Chick-fil-A and she didn't come to the meat location solo dolo. No, no, no. She brought, like, 5 other people with her to pick up
Eh,
her food. Like, that's what I'm saying, like, they they're together, they're united, and
it's
they're
always
ready to move.
community is so important for anybody, you know? Humans are social creatures. We need a community. We need people.
Yeah, and I would love it if more people understood how important other people are, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because I mean, in a year for me, like, 2025 was detonating. Like, like, I lost my career, and I just li life just felt like, "Oh my god, what the hell is going on?"
Right.
Right? And
Lot.
I right, I chose to clear my table, so I don't necessarily say that I have any friends because I've
Sometimes
kind of
you have to.
right, like, I'm kinda like, "Mm, that friendships kinda seemed like it was going one way
A
for a
little
pretty long time."
dangerous or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. Have to cut
so
people up sometimes.
yeah, well, or just I like to say I don't cut anybody out. I just kind of remove myself from situations that no longer align with me. But I spend a lot of time with obviously my dog, and I'm thankful for his presence during a tough year. Um, but I I don't think that I could have last the whole year and be here in 2026 who I am today without the Substack space and the community that has shown its beautiful self on this platform and getting opportunities to sit across amazing co-hosts like yourself. So, you know, I think I know that I understand how important everybody is and regardless of their differences and
I
I
didn't start
appreciate
healing
that.
I didn't
Uh,
start healing until I accepted other people,
hmm,
until I let other people help me, until I let people into my life. Like, that's when I started healing.
I love that you said that. Because it has been a really difficult part of my life, and I blame that I'm, like, the first daughter, so I'm the oldest daughter, and I've had to, like, kinda just do, like, things on my own for such a long time that even
Mhm.
asking, like, family for help kinda seems like I'm a burden, and, like, being able
That's
to
oh,
right, so being able to get to a place where I don't continue to listen to those type of lies,
mhm.
and just be grateful that I have said family
Right,
to ask, because there's a lot of people
right.
on this earth
That
that
don't have
doesn't
that.
that don't have nobody to
Mhm.
ask, you know?
Exactly.
So, real quick before we say goodbye and everything, I wanted to say good afternoon to Horror Hangouts. I appreciate you, Josh, for joining us. Sushi said, "Thanks so much. I gotta go to work." Uh, oh, well, you gotta go. You're at work.
On
Well,
at work.
have a great day at work, my friend. Um, they said they asked me what my pronouns were, and I was like, I have no problem answering that. I go by she, her. I know that might surprise some people, but that's kind of if it's important to you, I will say it. Ashley, thanks for all the hearts because I know that means that you were clapping. I appreciate that. Um, William did say that that's amazing work you will be doing, and I look forward to hopefully catching up with you in the future and hearing a little bit more about your experience with that work with those refugees. And I don't know, maybe
I
in a few months when you come back, because I always encourage people.
unaccompanied minor. That's the wording I was looking for. Unaccompanied
Unaccompanied minor.
refuge.
Yeah. The fact that that even exists kinda just makes me sad,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
no minor should be unaccompanied by
Yeah.
anything, right?
How
Everybody should have
I
some.
how scary.
It's very scary, but I guess,
But
that's the
how brave too. These
but
must
also how unique is it that you get to probably make a bigger influence in somebody's life by kinda helping them through it a little bit, right?
hopefully. I think it'll be really interesting.
Well, like I said, I always asked, my co-host to revisit me in a few months, catch up on life, kinda see where you are now, because these lives are like, real archives of your own becoming. That's what I like to say. So, what we talk about today may feel very differently in 4 to 5 months,
Mhm.
and you may be in a completely different space in such a short little time, so,
True, a lot can happen in a short time.
Meanwhile, I look back and I'm like, "It's been a year already that I lost my job," and I was like, "I don't feel like enough has happened," and
Oh,
that's where the
the thing
brain kind of fucks itself.
change is happening when you're not recognizing it. Change has
Right.
already happened by the time you notice it.
Yeah.
So
I'm learning to sit with the gratitude of the process and not just the results
and
of
look
the
at what you've
process.
done here. That's not nothing.
Well, I appreciate you naming that, because I was saying this space has definitely been something that I take a lot of pride with, and I'm excited that in 2026, Inner Room episodes are also going to be on Spotify, making it, like, to me, like a legitimate podcast, not just a Substack Live. So, I'm very proud of, like, that in itself, but, most importantly, just proud of the continued humans that continue to say yes to me without ever knowing me, you know?
You're
Because
a
I would
great human.
well, I appreciate that, because I mean, honestly, without you guys, I don't this space doesn't really exist, it's just me then asking 20 questions to the chat, I guess. And that's a lot harder to do when you don't know who's gonna show up, you know? Alright. With that being said, I just wanna thank you again, Queen's Addiction, for being so open and vulnerable with all of us and sharing so much of your own experience with us. I really, truly appreciate you. Um All right, guys, you've been in the inner room where the conversations go deep, the connections surprise, and the truths linger long after the world quiets down. Until next time, keep listening inward because that's where the stories that shape us really live. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Bye.